Good afternoon. My name is Mir Shahabuddin Tareen, student number 230-16746. Thank you, my lord, for your time and consideration. Today I am here for the bail appeal of John Lannister. My lord, I stand before you today to appeal the decision of Hartfield's Magistrate Court, which denied the bail to John Lannister. I will explain why bail should be granted and how conditions can be used to address any concerns. My lord, the law starts with the presumption that the bail should be granted unless there are strong reasons to refuse it. This is set out in Section 4 of Bail Act 1976. The prosecution must prove that Mr. Lannister's release would cause him to flee and not return to court. Secondly, lead to further crimes being committed, and risk interferences with witnesses or the justice process. I will show that these risks are low and can be managed with conditions. Your Honor, my client Mr. Lannister is charged with alleged offences of burglary, Section 9, Theft Act 1968, the theft of a motor vehicle, Section 1, Theft Act 1968, dangerous driving, Section 2, Road Traffic Act 1988. While these are the serious offences, they do not involve violence. There is no claim that Mr. Lannister harmed anyone. In R versus Nottingham Justices ex parte Davies, the court ruled that the seriousness alone is not a reason to deny bail. Also, the case against Mr. Lannister has not yet been tested in court. The prosecution's evidence is not yet proven and he has pleaded not guilty. Your Honor, the magistrate court denied bail because Mr. Lannister was serving a driving offence sentence at the time of alleged incident and had no permanent address in Hartfield. Since then, his circumstances have changed. He now has a permanent address at 1 Bourne Boulevard, South Shields, where he will care for Miss Yegerty Payne. He has secured a job at the Port Tyne, providing him financial stability. The court in R versus Crown Court at Leicester ex parte Malik ruled that the bail conditions like fixed address and electronic monitoring can reduce the flight risk. These apply here. Your Honor, the law allows bail to be refused if there is a real risk of reoffending. However, Mr. Lannister does not pose a high risk. He has no record of a violent crime. His past offense involved driving, not persistent criminal behavior. His job and caregiving role give him structure and responsibility. Curfew, electronic tagging, and police check-ins can further reduce the risk. The court should consider these options before refusing bail. Your Honor, there is no evidence that Mr. Lannister has tried to interfere with the witnesses. In R versus Mansfield, Justices ex parte Sharkey, the court ruled that bail should not be refused based on speculation alone. A no contract order will prevent any issues. If the court still has concern, strict bail conditions can be imposed, like resident requirement. He will live at 1 Bourne Boulevard, South Shields. Surrender of passport and travel ban. He will hand over his passport to the court and will stay in the UK. Regular police reporting. He will report twice a week to the police station. Curfew. He will follow a curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Electronic tagging, if necessary. This can track his movements. Lastly, no contact order. He will not contact any of witnesses. These measures will keep him accountable while allowing him to care Mrs. Pine and his work. My lord, keeping Mr. Lannister in custody is an extreme measure. The law says bail should only be refused if there are serious risks that cannot be controlled. Here, he has a fixed home and a job, reducing the risk of fleeing. There is no evidence of witnesses' interference. Public safety concerns can be managed with the strict conditions. My Lord, under Section 4 of Bail Act 1976, I urge the court to grant bail with appropriate conditions. If full bail is not granted, I ask the court to consider a variation of condition to ensure fairness. Thank you, my Lord. Do you have any question to ask?
How does John Lannister's current situation reduce his flight risk?
My Lord, he has permanent resident at 1 Bourne Boulevard, South Shields, and a confirmed job at Port of Tyne, providing stability and reducing any incentive to abscond.
What conditions can be imposed to mitigate concerns about reoffending or interference with justice?
My Lord, conditions such as resident requirements, passport surrender, regular report to police, curfews, electronic tagging, and no contact order can ensure compliance and public safety.
How does case law support the argument that seriousness alone is not sufficient to deny bail?
My Lord, in R versus Nottingham, Justices ex parte Davies, the court ruled that the seriousness of an offence is not by itself a reason to refuse a bail unless additional risks such as flight or reoffending are present.
What legal precedent supports the use of bail conditions to mitigate flight risk?
Your Honor, in R versus Crown Court at Leicester ex parte Malik, the court recognized that the conditions like fixed address and electronic monitoring can sufficiently reduce the flight risk.
Why should the court not deny bail based on potential witness interference?
My Lord, under R versus Mansfield, Justices ex parte Sharkey, bail should not be refused based on mere speculation of interference. There must be concrete evidence of intent or likelihood. Thank you.